Coach Sully, Reps and Sweat Martial Arts and Fitness. This is Mat Chat. So today, we're going to answer a very important question. Self-defense seminars. What's the truth behind it? Are they useful? Are they beneficial? Do people learn things at these seminars? What's the actual truth behind them? And full disclosure, self-defense seminars are something that I do on a regular basis. But the reason why I'm making this video today is that a lot of times people go to these self-defense seminars with the expectation that they will learn something, learn a technique, learn how to defend themselves right there at that seminar. And I got to be honest, I have seen some instructors teach these self-defense seminars as if these people will walk away from these seminars with skills that they can use right out the door. A lot of people go, and this is coming from somebody who organizes these seminars. I do probably a good dozen a year. A lot of people come to these seminars thinking that they're going to learn something that they can use right when they walk out the door. So I'll start it off and say that is not the case. That will never happen. And some I've seen before, but I don't know any instructors who give the attendees of these seminars the false expectation that they're going to walk away from these seminars with skills that they can actually use and incorporate. But I do know of some that make those claims. And I think they play on a person's desire to, quite honestly, get something without working for it. When you go to these seminars, the way that they work out, and this is, at least the way that I do them, is that talking about self-defense, I spend a large portion on situational awareness, on being able to recognize danger when you're confronted with it. And I like to spend most of my focus on mindset, on awareness, on things like that. But it's been expressed to me that a lot of the attendees to these seminars get bored with that sort of thing. I have had it specifically said to me that, can you spend a little bit less time on all of the talking stuff, and can we get straight to punching things? Now, I do oblige to a certain extent, but I like to make it 100% clear that there is no punch, there is no grab, there is no technique that I will show you right here, right now, that you will be able to walk away from here and use. But still, people want to have, an outlet. Like, people really, really get excited about punching things, which, I'm not complaining about it. It is kind of a natural thing for humans to want to let out some aggression. But I would say that if you're going to a self-defense seminar, and you're just going there to punch something, you're missing you're missing the point. The most that anyone can take away from a self-defense seminar is the awareness. Anything physical that you do is going to require muscle memory, especially in a stressful situation, a dangerous situation, a situation where there's fear involved, where you're fearing for your safety, fearing for your life, fearing for the livelihood of your loved ones. There's nothing that you could learn or that you can be shown, because you're not really learning it. There's nothing that you can be shown in the span of an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long the seminar is lasting, that you're going to be able to take away and actually use. And you guys have heard me talk about muscle memory. I talk about it a lot. That is the only way that any sort of self-defense technique can be incorporated, can be used. And what I do purposefully to make the point, because like I said, a lot of people, and it doesn't matter how many times you tell them that they're not going to walk away with any physical capabilities, they still believe that that they know the move that you showed them. So what I like to do is I like to show a move at the beginning of the seminar, and then at the end of the seminar, I have everybody come up and show me that move, and I'll show them the move to the point that they get it. They all make sure, everybody in the seminar, you got it right. Oh yeah, you're doing it great. Yeah, I got it. And then we'll go through the whole seminar, and then at the end, I'm like, all right, show me that technique. And nobody is able to do it. And I think that's a good way. I like doing it that way to drive home the point that it doesn't matter, even if you get it right, even if you do it enough times, that in that span of 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes that you're working on it, you actually get to the point where you get it right. All it takes is another 45 minutes to an hour for that information to leave, for you to not be able to recall that information. Not just the information, but not be able to recall and do the actual physical thing that you were shown how to do. A self-defense seminar needs to be focused on situational awareness. A self-defense seminar should serve as an introduction to what it takes to physically defend yourself. And I think that's another purpose for showing people these moves. It's like, you see how many times that you tried to do this, and you see that you forgot to put your foot here. It's a way to show people what it actually takes to be able to physically defend yourself. It's a way, when we're showing the physical aspect, or when we're showing the physical moves, it's a way to drive home the importance of situational awareness, the importance of developing the ability to make sure that you don't find yourself in a self-defense situation. And when you show people a a step-by-step move. And they realize that, wait a minute, I'm not getting this. This is going to take work. Then they see, well, if I'm not willing to do the work that it takes to make this move work for me, then I really, 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 really need to make sure that I'm not getting myself in any, I need to pay attention to make sure that I am avoiding a self-defense situation. I know personally from an instructor standpoint, from a coach standpoint, and from somebody who often organizes these self-defense seminars, it's a little frustrating to see I'm not complaining about it, but I think and I can't really answer why that's the case, but I think a lot of times people think that the important stuff is the move, the punch. They kind of get bored with the mindset and the awareness stuff. And I would even argue that even the mental and the mindset stuff must be made instinct. There are a lot of people, especially women, that don't feel comfortable raising their voice, that don't feel comfortable saying no. That will see a situation and not do what they need to do to get themselves out of that situation. They don't feel comfortable rocking the boat. And these are all mindset things. So even the mindset, the mentality has to be worked on. Like when I'm doing my women's class, we're practicing, I am encouraging them to raise their voice when they're throwing these strikes, to use their voice to kind of project force. These are all exercises that they can apply before it becomes a violent situation. And even those things, speaking up for yourself, speaking loudly, even those things that we consider to be mindset, mental things, awareness things, even those things need to be worked on and need to be driven into muscle memory, if you want to call it that. So, and I know some instructors that refuse to teach them because they know that it's really not much they can do. They can give somebody in a span of 2 hours, an hour and a half, 3 hours, that they can actually use to defend themselves, even from the standpoint of awareness. Awareness needs to be practiced. So if and I use, in full disclosure, I use my self-defense seminars to introduce people to the idea of defending themselves. And after the seminar, I let them know, hey, if it's a women's seminar, hey, I teach a women's class. This is something that you're going to need to continue to do. So it almost ends up being kind of like an orientation to self-defense. But instructors, if you do it with the right intentions, it can be something that's beneficial and useful. Because you also got to think of it. It's like we have to meet people where they are, especially women. They walk into a gym and they see 220-pound muscle-bound guy punching the back. They don't really see that as something that's within their realm of capabilities. So we have to kind of take it, I wouldn't say water it down, but package it in a way that's attractive to them. Package it in a way that they can see themselves in it. And we have to meet people where they are. And for me, the self-defense seminar is a way to do that. So hopefully that shed a little bit of light. Gotta run. Coach Sully, Reps and Sweat Martial Arts and Fitness. This was Mac Chat.